Hello, friends. Spain are world champions for the second time in history, defeating Argentina 1-0 in an epic final at MetLife Stadium. Ferran Torres scores the winner in extra time, Rodri is named the tournament's best player, and the Ballon d'Or race is now wide open, while Argentina's post-match behavior has sparked a full FIFA investigation after shocking scenes at the final whistle. And off the pitch, the football world mourns the passing of a true legend. Keegan has died at the age of 75. If you're enjoying this kind of breakdown, drop a like. It genuinely helps us keep this format going. So, let's dive into the latest football news. FIFA have officially revealed the final rankings for the 2026 World Cup Best Player Award. Rodri takes gold, with Lionel Messi in second place and Kylian Mbappé in third. Richarlison was pictured celebrating Ferran Torres' World Cup winning goal with great euphoria, a moment that captured the emotion inside the MetLife Stadium. Lamine Yamal has now won 8 major trophies by the age of 19, including La Liga 3 times, the Spanish Super Cup twice, the Copa del Rey, the European Championship, and now the World Cup. Rodri is now only the 4th player in history to win the World Cup, the European Championship, the Champions League, and the Ballon d'Or, joining Gerd Müller, Franz Beckenbauer, and Zinedine Zidane. Nico Williams came on in the 75th minute of the final, replacing Alex Baena. Despite an injury-disrupted season that kept him from starting any tournament game, he provided the decisive assist for Ferran Torres' winning goal in extra time. At the 2026 World Cup, Lamine Yamal eliminated Cristiano Ronaldo in the round of 16, Kylian Mbappé in the semifinals, and Lionel Messi in the final. All three in what could be their last World Cup. Following their World Cup final victory over Argentina, Spain have taken the top spot in the FIFA World Rankings. Argentina, who had dominated the #1 position before the tournament, could not hold on. The official Ballon d'Or account has issued a statement clarifying that winning the World Cup helps, but does not guarantee the award. To win it, a player must have been the best of the entire season, not just the tournament. Spain's victory in Sunday's World Cup final attracted a peak audience of 15.8 million viewers on BBC One and BBC iPlayer alone. Lionel Messi and 9 other Argentina players did not return with the rest of the squad to Argentina on Monday, following Sunday's 1-0 defeat to Spain in the World Cup final, according to sources from the Argentine Football Association. Gavi, 21, shared an emotional message after being proclaimed world champion with Spain, posting a childhood photo from his early football days alongside an image of him kissing the World Cup trophy on the MetLife Stadium pitch. Spain's Football Federation wants to extend head coach Luis de la Fuente's contract to 2030. His current deal runs until 2028, and extension talks are set to begin as soon as possible. Didier Deschamps, who won the World Cup with France as both a player and a manager, is reportedly departing his role after 14 years coaching the national team. Chelsea have completed a £117 million move for Aston Villa, forward Morgan Rogers, described as a genuine transfer window shock. The deal raises significant questions about how it was structured and what it means for the rest of the squad. According to reports, Rodri is eager and waiting for Real Madrid to send him an offer. He has reportedly rejected several contract renewal proposals from Manchester City. Kylian Mbappé's goal against Senegal has been officially nominated for the FIFA World Cup Goal of the Tournament award. Konrad Laimer has officially extended his contract with Bayern Munich until 2029. Spanish legends Xavi and Iniesta were reportedly indignant watching the World Cup final unfold, while Sergio Ramos was once again absent from a World Cup winning squad. Spain are world champions. And the final was everything football promised it would be. At MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, Spain defeated Argentina 1-0 after extra time to claim their second World Cup title, 16 years after their historic triumph in South Africa. It was a final that lived up to every expectation, tense, physical, and ultimately decided by a moment of brilliance. Argentina, the reigning world champions and pre-tournament favorites, defended with everything they had. Spain dominated possession, but found the Albicelestes' backline stubborn and well-organized. Clear chances were hard to come by, and as the clock ticked into extra time, the tension inside the stadium was almost unbearable. Then came the moment that changed everything. Nico Williams, who had not started a single game at the tournament due to injury, entered the pitch in the 75th minute and immediately looked sharp and dangerous. In extra time, he produced the decisive contribution, heading a ball back into the path of Ferran Torres, who struck it into the net to seal Spain's second star. A goal that made the earth literally tremble back in Spain, according to seismologists who tracked spikes in activity across Spanish cities at the exact moment Torres scored. For Spain, this is the culmination of a golden generation. Lamine Yamal, at 19 years old, eliminated Cristiano Ronaldo, Kylian Mbappé, and Lionel Messi across the knockout rounds. Rodri was named the tournament's best player, and Pau Cubarsí anchored a defense that conceded barely anything across the whole competition, and against boys at MetLife, except the boys were the ones lifting the trophy. Spain's World Cup triumph was overshadowed by deeply troubling scenes at the final whistle. New footage has emerged, showing Argentina players and staff throwing punches at Spain stars following the full-time whistle at MetLife Stadium. The incidents have drawn widespread condemnation from across the football world, and FIFA have now officially launched an investigation into Argentina's behavior. The ugliness of the post-match scenes stands in stark contrast to the quality of football that preceded them. Argentina had competed admirably throughout the tournament, but the manner in which they responded to defeat has put several players and staff members at serious risk of bans and sanctions. The situation has been made more complicated by the reaction back in Argentina. While international media were united in their condemnation, some sections of the Argentine press labeled their team polite and respectful, a framing that has itself drawn criticism and mockery from observers around the world. FIFA's investigation is now underway, and calls have already been made for bans to be issued before the next major tournament. The governing body has not yet confirmed a timeline for its findings, but the footage that has emerged leaves little room for ambiguity. For a tournament that was otherwise celebrated as the biggest World Cup in history, these scenes represent a damaging final chapter. With the World Cup winner's medal now around his neck, Rodri has completed one of the most extraordinary trophy collections in modern football history. He is now only the fourth player ever to win the World Cup, the European Championship, the Champions League, and the Ballon d'Or, joining Gerd Müller, Franz Beckenbauer, and Zinedine Zidane in that elite group. His career haul is staggering. 4 Premier League titles, 3 EFL Cups, 2 FA Cups, 2 UEFA, Super Cups, an FA Community Shield, the Champions League, the European Championship, the Nations League, and now the World Cup. There is barely a major honor left for him to win. Named the tournament's best player, at the 2026 World Cup, Rodri was the engine of Spain's campaign, controlling tempo, breaking up play, and driving his side forward at critical moments. At 30 years old, he is at the very peak of his powers. And now comes the transfer story that could define the summer. According to reports, Rodri is waiting for an offer from Real Madrid and has rejected several contract renewal proposals from Manchester City. Whether Los Blancos move for the man who has just won everything, and whether City are willing to let him go, will be one of the defining sagas of the upcoming transfer window. The football world is in mourning today. Kevin Keegan, former England captain, England manager, and 2-time Ballon d'Or winner, has passed away at the age of 75 after a battle with cancer. He died 7 weeks after revealing his stage 4 diagnosis, surrounded by his wife and daughters. A family statement confirmed the news, describing Kevin as a much-loved husband, father, and grandfather, and thanking his medical team for their support. England Football expressed that they are incredibly saddened by the loss of a man who earned 63 international caps and scored 21 goals for his country. Newcastle United, the club he served as both player and manager, issued a devastated tribute. The club described Keegan as one of the most iconic, influential, and deeply loved figures in our club's history, and said he was the beating heart of Newcastle United for generations of supporters. As a player, he brought world-class talent and ambition to St. James's Park. As a manager, he ignited the city. Newcastle say they will consider a lasting tribute to his legacy. Beyond the statistics and the trophies, what defined Kevin Keegan was his passion, his personality, and his generosity. He brought vibrancy and positivity to every dressing room and every broadcast studio he ever entered. The game is poorer without him. Rest in peace, King Kev. The summer transfer window has barely opened, and Chelsea have already produced one of its most surprising moves. The club have completed a £117 million, approximately $148 million, deal for Aston Villa forward Morgan Rogers, a move that BBC Sport described as a genuine transfer window shock. Rogers had been one of the standout performers in the Premier League last season, establishing himself as one of the most exciting young attackers in English football. His development at Villa had been rapid, and the fee Chelsea have paid reflects just how highly he is now regarded across the game. The deal raises significant questions about Chelsea's squad structure. With a forward line already packed with attacking options, the club will need to manage their roster carefully. And the investment signals clear ambition from the club's ownership heading into the new season. For Aston Villa, the sale represents a significant financial windfall, though losing a player of Rodri's quality and trajectory will be a blow to their own ambitions. How they reinvest that fee in the coming weeks will be one of the key storylines of the summer window. If there is one player who embodies what this World Cup meant, it is Lamine Yamal. At just 19 years old, the Barcelona winger has now won 8 major trophies. La Liga 3 times, the Spanish Super Cup twice, the Copa del Rey, the European Championship, and now the World Cup. That is a trophy cabinet most players never fill in an entire career. But it is not just the medals that tell the story. At this World Cup, Yamal eliminated Cristiano Ronaldo in the round of 16, Kylian Mbappé in the semifinals, and Lionel Messi in the final. 3 of the greatest players the game has ever seen, all sent home by a teenager who was not even born when some of them were winning their first major honors. His performances across the tournament were electric, direct, fearless, and decisive at the moments that mattered most. The final itself saw him play a key role in Spain's control of the match before Nico Williams and Torres delivered the decisive blow in extra time. With the World Cup now behind him, the question is no longer whether Lamine Yamal is one of the best players on the planet. It is how many more trophies he can add to that cabinet before his career is done. The answer, based on everything we have seen, could be extraordinary. Guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more exciting football news. Stay tuned for our next video. Until then, take care and see you soon.